Joining me today.
Hi, Meg. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's been a few weeks. You were on a past episode, so it's been more than a few weeks since we've heard from you last. I'm excited to have you back, especially because you are one of our amazing speakers at the Become Influential Virtual Summit, which is happening June 8th through 12th. It's a totally free summit. And I want to introduce you one more time and talk a little bit about what you're going to be presenting at that summit.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on again, and thank you for including me in the summit. I am so excited about it. I know just getting a sneak peek at some of the speakers, like there is so much valuable content that's going to be going out over those few days.
It's funny, I feel extremely lucky and blessed because these are all speakers that I've personally handpicked and reached out to, as opposed to having an application process and searching for people. I reached out to people who I know are experts in the field, as you are, and it's just such a powerful lineup. So your area of expertise is really hiring, growing your team, and what you're going to be talking about specifically. I love how you are really, narrowing it down. Like it's going to be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very defined topic. You're going to be talking about social media specifically and how to outsource that. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So with the talk, I'll be talking about just really how to increase your presence and everything by investing in help and how allowing other people to help you will take you to that next level, and helping people understand that you don't have to do everything yourself, that trusting other people and sometimes spending money is going to earn you more money in the long run.
Well, and there's a lot about the value of your time versus the value of your money, right? Like how much do
Yes.
you charge for your clients? Like if you charge $50 an hour, let's just say, for your clients, and it takes you 4 hours to do social media a week, that's $200. If you could outsource it for $100, it makes sense.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And it gives you more time to spend working with clients, to do things that are actually going to produce more value for your business. And you should get a positive return on your investment whenever you hire. But it is one of those things that when people think of hiring, they think of the expense that comes with it. And they're like, oh, hiring, getting team members, it's so expensive. So I try to tell everybody, yes, it's an expense, but it's not expensive when done right.
And do you find that social media is one of the first things that people do outsource?
I find that is a lot. When I'm working with people that are trying to find that first new team member, social media and other types of marketing, one of the first things they want to get off their plate because it takes a lot of time. And if that's not your area of expertise, it takes a lot of time because you're not an expert in it. We're trying to figure out all the tools. You're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And you're like, I just don't want to do it. I want to serve my clients. And my clients, they don't care about social media. That's not how I'm serving them. It might be how you're getting them, but it's not how you're serving them. So a lot of people, it's one of the first things they want to hand off because it's not their area of expertise.
As a business owner, it can be overwhelming to try to figure out exactly what you want to outsource when you get to that point of knowing that you want something to go. And I think social media is easy because we know what goes into it, so it's easy for us to figure out how to teach other people. Because I think that's another issue is a lot of us, when you haven't outsourced yet, you don't necessarily have an operations manual. So the process of training somebody seems daunting as well.
Right. Yeah. And with outsourcing social media, you typically know what you want to have done. You just need someone else to do it. Or you need someone who's going to help you figure out exactly all the moving pieces in it that are going to work best for your business, but you know what the outcome needs to be. So it is one of those things that is, especially for online based businesses, you know what needs to happen. So it's one of the first things, easiest things to outsource because you're familiar with it, even if you don't like or enjoy doing it yourself.
And it's a great way to get back some time because if you're managing your own social media, you're spending a couple hours a week doing that. So to be able to get
Yes.
that time back and put it towards income producing activities or activities that you can't outsource. There are just some things in your business that it has to be you. Public
Right.
speaking or things like that, podcasting, like it has to be you. So being able to find people to do the back end stuff.
Yeah. And I think you bring up a really good point there. And this is actually some previous client with is we were talking about outsourcing social media and they said, but I want to be the face of my company. I want to be there responding. I want to go live. So to keep social media myself because I want that personal interaction. And we then talk through all the steps and everything that she does with social media. And we are able to bucket it between the things that she had to do to keep being that face of her business and to keep showing up for lives and keep being the person who's going to comment when people ask questions and respond to her threads. And then all the other stuff that nobody even knew if she did it or not. It just needed to get done. And so that's one thing when it comes to like outsourcing is figuring out what you need to do and what you can hand off. Because even though things might all fall under one bucket, things can be separated within that bucket.
And I love that because I'm kind of the same mind. Like I love being hands-on and involved. And like if somebody messages my page, I want to feel like I'm building a real relationship with those people. So the thought of outsourcing everything seems almost slimy,
Right.
like inauthentic. So I love how you talked about separating those tasks out a little bit more.
Yes. Yep. You don't have to do it all. You can start delegating little by little.
Oh, and you are definitely the queen of that, which is why I am so glad that you're going to be at the summit, and I cannot wait for your session. So you're going to be presenting on Tuesday, which is our day that is focused on business tools and trainings. So you're going to be talking about that as a piece of what goes into setting up a successful business.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be sharing a lot of how you can really leverage a team or even just one person. You can start building your team with just one person and how you can leverage that team that you're creating as a tool to move your business forward and
Now,
to increase your social media.
will this training, will it be applicable for both bringing on an employee and bringing on an independent contractor, or are you focused on the employee side of things?
So it'll be good for both.
Okay, perfect. Because I think
Yeah.
that can be intimidating too. When you think of an employee, it feels overwhelming. A lot of people start with independent contractors. So it's great that it's going to be applicable.
Yeah, and with social media, and talking about that specifically, that is a good place when you're bringing on team members for the first time to bring on an independent contractor and not really having to dive deep into the employee world because you want someone who's an expert at what they do, but chances are you're not going to need someone full-time at first. So to be able to bring on a social media manager or a social media strategist or anything like that for just a few hours a month or a few hours a week and get what you need and being able to grow your business from there is a great place to start. So that's like another thing that you always have to think about is some people think I need to grow my team. It means employees. There's many ways you can grow your team and it doesn't have to be full-time employees out the gate. You can start with contractors. You can have part-time employees. You can then move up to full-time employees. So with my talk, it's going to be applicable to no matter what type of help you're bringing in, whether it's an employee or a contractor.
And if you think about any of the influencers you follow or the brands that you follow, I guarantee, and I think that you're with me on this, that it is not just one person. Like
Yep.
it is totally okay whether you are a personal brand or a business to have a team. That teamwork is an element of success and it's an important piece of the puzzle. Even if you're just starting out, it's not going to be long before you want to bring on a team member.
No, exactly. One of my favorite quotes that I heard someone say at a conference was you don't have the same amount of hours in the day as Beyonce because she has an entire team of people behind her. Yes, she shows up and goes to rehearsals. She shows up and goes on stages and does an amazing job performing. But when it comes to everything that's going on behind the scenes, she's not doing it all. But you still recognize her performances and everything as her. So you can be a personal brand and still have a whole team of people behind you that are helping everything move in the right direction.
And that's amazing. I love that because there is that like meme or whatever that goes out that's like, you have everybody has 24 hours in a day. It's just what you do with it. And it makes you almost feel bad. But then you flip the switch and you realize that it's just not true. It's just not
Yeah.
true. Because for every person
Well,
that's putting in 8 hours for her, that's an extra 8 hours a day she has.
yes. And you think about it, yeah, we all only have 24 hours in a day, which means we can't physically do it all ourselves. Like we need the help. So you don't want to limit yourself because you're trying to do it all, because you physically can't do it all once you reach a point in your business.
The whole point of being a familypreneur, the whole point of the summit and this podcast and my life is you shouldn't be spending all of your time on your business. Like we want to be spending a disproportionate amount of time with our kids. So
Mm-hmm.
by outsourcing, you're taking back hours in your day that you can spend with your kids. And when you pick the right person to outsource to, a lot of the people on my team are other parents. And so it's a win-win situation because then I'm also helping them live the life that they want to live as a stay-at-home or a work-from-home mom. So it's just a really great feeling. It's like a great circle.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And I know so many business owners that run multiple six figures on their way to seven figures businesses, and they work around 20 hours a week because they have the right team behind them. What they need to do in order for the business to run and function the way it needs to, and they know what to outsource and who to outsource it to. So that way they don't have to work 40, 50 hours a week.
And the great news is that we've got some of those people that are also going to be joining us at the summit. So like Janelle Lara, I don't know if you know Janelle, but she's the part-time CEO and she's going to be
Yes.
presenting. Lauren Golden will be presenting and she teaches virtual assistants and also has a community of virtual assistants, which would be a great place to pull people from. So we've got, like I said, the speaker lineup is really incredible if I do like toot my own horn on that. So I love that you kind of brought all of those people in because this is going to be such an experience where each presentation is going to like benefit each other. They're all going to be like meshed and worked together to help amplify your business and give you that time back with your kids. And I just want to thank you again because I know that right now we are in this summit, we started planning the summit way before the pandemic. But life happens. And right now, all of my speakers have found themselves in a situation that nobody expected. So I want to thank you for still finding the time to put together the resources, to join me today, to do everything that you're doing to make this summit as successful as it is going to be. I really appreciate you being a part of it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me and putting this together because I know it's going to benefit a lot of people.
Oh, it totally is. Thank you so much, Jamie, and we'll talk to you soon.